Hey guys, so finally gonna do an open dragon mouth, and speaking of, I'm almost 100% as far as my recovery. I'm able to open my mouth almost fully. It's just if it goes really far, there is still a little bit of pain on the back, but otherwise, um, everything's looking good. I had to eat some soft food for quite a while and had to take some painkillers to help with the pain. But after 2 weeks of recovery, I'm pretty much almost back to normal. So first thing I want to get into, first off, if you remember from earlier this year, Josh Hill, also known as Bucktown Tiger, appeared on Jeopardy and managed to get a good win streak. Well, he will be returning to the show in the Tournament of Champions, which that will be between the dates of November 4th and 15th. Now, I don't know exactly when he's going to be appearing on the show, but he'll be competing against some of the other top players from the year. And by far, his biggest competition will be James Holzhauer, who almost beat Ken Jennings' record for amount of won. He had won out of 33 appearances, $2,464,216. And that was mainly because that he took big gambles on the show. So he almost broke the record, just fell a little short at show number 33. But yeah, I'll try to find out when he'll be appearing if you're interested in seeing him perform on the show. So again, that's going to be November 4th. That's going to be starting, which would be next week. The Pittsburgh Symphony Orchestra is looking for a fursuit creator to make a costume for them. They are looking for someone to make Fiddlesticks, their cat mascot. It is used by the Pittsburgh Symphony Orchestra to inspire children in the music field. And they are looking for a pair of fursuits. I shouldn't say fursuits, the mascot costumes. So they want 2 copies of the suit so that it can fit multiple performers. One will be for travel, the other will be the main suit that they keep. They also want to accessorize, such as adding the suit jacket like you would see with the conductor. So for any fursuit creators, there is a form to fill out if you're interested to put in your bid to make a costume for them. I do see a picture of the I assume is their old costume, and you can tell it is aged by the design of the head. So I am taking it that this is going to be a way to move on from as an update to their costume. But interesting that they chose a fursuit maker to actually make their costume, considering that typical regular commercial mascot makers can go for 5 figures, when with fursuits you can go into just the thousands range. And pretty much the only way that they would have known about them is Anthrocon, just because of how much they contribute, how long they've been there, how Pittsburgh knows Anthrocon and the furries. So I guess it shouldn't be any surprise that they're looking for a fursuit maker. Mid-Atlantic Anthropomorphic Association, the people who run Furthermore, they are putting in a $1,000 scholarship in memory of former staffer Cobalt, who had passed away 2 years ago. So what they are doing is that so this scholarship will be open to anyone in the furry community that is pursuing an educational program at an accredited technical school, college, university, or training program, and is valued at $1,000 for one recipient for the current year. You can go to midanthro.org to get details about the scholarship program and the application process. Now, Confuzzled, one of the British cons. There was a delay as far as their registration. It was supposed to be open back on October 11th, but because of Brexit, they've had to push it back to November 1st. The reason why is that as a result of Brexit, the banking and credit card companies have had to put in some additional conditions that they had to comply with. So because of this, they had to get some extra time to get everything in order. But they are going to go ahead with registration, but it's just pushed back to November 1st, which would be this coming Friday. So so if you are planning to go to Confuzzled, don't worry, they will have the registration. So now, as far as what conditions they're talking about, I don't really know myself because I don't live in Britain. So someone over there could probably explain that. But that is the explanation that they gave, is that the banks and the credit card companies have put additional conditions that they have to comply with. Yeah, the stuff with Brexit, it's just been a complete mess. Let's see. California is now the first state to ban the sale of fur clothing beginning in 2023. This is interesting because I thought the sale of fur was already banned. So I was a little confused when I saw this headline. So this is the article from the San Francisco Chronicle. It says people in the market for mink coats or chinchilla vests will soon need to shop elsewhere now that California will become the first state in the nation to ban new fur clothing. Governor Gavin Newsom signed AB 44, outlawing the sale and manufacture of new fur clothing and accessories. The ban does not take effect until January 1st, 2023, giving retailers time to sell off inventories. Retailers can still sell secondhand fur clothing or decor under the new law. It will not apply to fall fur or fake fur, which is generally made from plastics. It also does not apply to leather, cowhides, stuffed animals, and the full skin of deer, sheep, and goats. I certainly hope, though, it would not apply to stuffed animals. That would be a complete disaster. But someone probably knows someone that wears real fur clothes. I do not know anyone personally that wears real fur. Everything is like, well, almost everything. I don't know if because real fur is not really a thing that I look for out here. I even have some extra fake fur that goes with my fursuits, just in case I need to do any repairs. If I knew how to properly sew, I'm not that really talented with sewing, but yeah, I thought fur was already banned in California, so I was kind of wondering where that all came from and how this suddenly just started to become a thing. I know that real fur being sold in the market was an actual thing. I just didn't know that it was still going. And plus those things are really expensive. I don't even see why people wear that. I mean, I've had people tell me that those things don't are not very good in the long term anyway. So that's pretty much it with that, and now we have the upcoming events for November. And before I get to that, one of the cons that I've previously mentioned, Anthro Crossroads East, I had mentioned that has gone on hiatus. But there is a con that is taking its place in the meantime, and that is Blue Ridge Fur Con, which will take place in Asheville, North Carolina, which is up in the mountains. That is a week after my birthday, somewhere in the middle of March. Did they put in which one it is? Yeah, it's November. Why did I say November? March 12th to the 15th, and it's going to be called Blue Ridge Fur Fair. That's spelled F-A-R-E. I'm not sure why they came up with Fur Fair instead of Fur Con, but whatever. So that will be coming up in place of Anthro Crossroads East. But that's down the road. But for now, we'll go to the events in November. First is Halloween over in Canada, British Columbia, Burnaby. A little late to be doing Halloween at that point. November 1st to 3rd, PaulCon, which will be in California, in the San Francisco Bay Area. Furry Cruise, November 3rd to the 10th, and this will be on the Norwegian Escape, heading from New York to the Royal Navy Dockyard in Bermuda. Yeah, that's an interesting place to go. Hope you guys don't get lost there. November 8th to the 10th is Furcation, which will be in Combe Martin in North Devon, United Kingdom. That was a mouthful. Same time, Neon Fur, which will be on the Gold Coast in Queensland, Australia. 15th to the 17th, ScotiaCon, which will be in Scotland. November 16th, Holidays. They just put holidays with OO in the title. That just makes it hard to pronounce. This will be in the Philippines. Then we have from the 20th to the 24th, Sloof in Belgium. 21st to 24th, Anthro Northwest over in Seattle, Washington. And finally, ChemoCon from the 30th to December 1st over in, that's the wrong tab. It will be in Japan. Okay, so that is pretty much it for now. This Dragon's Mouth is now closing.